Ciao a tutti, Marcello here. It's time to get back into a great habit, the Indie Showcase episodes. This series is all about highlighting the most intriguing indie projects, in my opinion, that have discussed over the past few days. Of course, there have been tons of indie games revealed in the last few weeks, so it's time to draw a line and gather a few standout titles. Let's go! The spiritual successor to Battle Brothers that delivers a similar experience to overhyped studios' hit is Band of Crusaders. This tactical RPG shifts the setting to a medieval world inhabited by eerie creatures from European folklore, creating a deeply unsettling atmosphere.
To protect us from evil.
You'll be tasked with managing your own band of mercenaries, overseeing supplies, finances, and improving the efficiency of your camp. The combat system is real-time with the option to pause and carefully plan your next move. It's a game with tremendous potential and definitely one to keep a close eye on if you are a fan of strategic management and greedy medieval tactics. Release date is yet to be announced.
To cleanse this earth of corruption. Grant me the courage to one day join those who risk their lives to save this world. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace, so that one day I too may proudly say I am part of the crusade. Because the vermin have inherited the world. Amen.
One of the latest games featured on TBL is Vampire Syndicate, an RPG boasting stunning visuals, at least judging from the trailer, that takes us into a futuristic world reminiscent of Blade. Here you'll face off against vampires of all kinds, and don't worry, there are some extremely attractive ones you can flirt with, or maybe even more. But Vampire Syndicate isn't relying solely on sexual content. It aims to present a rich, vibrant world filled with activities and things to do. The game features first-person exploration, but shifts to an isometric view during combat. Battles takes place on grid-based maps with a cover system that seems inspired by XCOM. Although it's still in development, the game's already making waves with a highly successful Kickstarter campaign that's well surpassed its initial funding goal. It's definitely a title to watch if you're into tactical RPGs with dark, futuristic twist. I had the chance to try Astral Throne first and thanks to the demo available on Steam. It's a Fire Emblem-like SRPG that adds a roguelike twist to the mix. Let's be clear, it features a rock-solid combat system with everything you'd expect from a strategy RPG inspired by Nintendo's classic. However, it also incorporates roguelike elements with node-based exploration and ever-changing progression that makes each playthrough feel fresh. During my playtest, I got to experience a few maps and I was impressed by the solid character development, diverse classes and weapon variety. The scenarios offer multiple tactical approaches and there are events, shops and the option to recruit NPCs you encounter in battle by bribing them with cold, hard cash. Astral Throne is expected to release before the end of 2024, but in the meantime I highly recommend checking out the demo. Sorry, no video for this one. The Royal Office of Magick Affairs is an isometric RPG that offers an intriguing setting that takes us to Victorian London, where you lead a secret office dedicated to handling what are essentially magical X-files. Your mission is to investigate mysterious cases, collect eldritch artifacts, track and capture strange creatures, all while staying as discreet as possible. While there are only a few screenshots available so far, they hint at a cover-based combat system that isn't grid-based, which could bring a fresh twist to the gameplay. According to its Steam page, the Royal Office of Magick Affairs is slated for release in 2025. Here we have the undeniable appeal of a giant robot battling it out, reminiscent of 80s and 90s cartoons. Mecha Simultactics features a combat system where you plan out a series of moves and skills, hit the play button, and then watch the result unfold. Whether your moves land or you take a hit, the consequences carry over to the next round, forcing you to advantages or disadvantageous situations that shape your future choices. In essence, Mecha Simultactics focuses heavily on PvP battles, and with this system, they are set to be truly engaging. The art style is right up my alley, perfectly pixelated with just the right retro vibe. There's also a playable demo available, giving a good sense of the game's potential. The release date is still unannounced, but this is definitely a title to keep on your radar if you are into tactical robot combat. It's inevitable to call back to the classics, no matter how repetitive it might sound sometimes. The legacy of games that have shaped the industry is so vast, built on absolute pillars of the genre, that it's hard not to draw inspiration from them. This is the case with Warside, a tactical strategy game clearly influenced by the legendary Advance Wars. Warside doesn't stray far from the formula, offering a military setting where players engage in battles with a variety of land, sea and air units, all presented in the same colorful, cartoony style that defines games inspired by the original series. If you are a fan of Advance Wars, this homage will likely hit all the right notes. Coming soon on PC. I have deep admiration for the team behind Hoomini and Armi, the End of Nights, for the incredible work they are doing on their new strategy game. Set during the Renaissance, this historical recreation is packed with authentic manuscripts from the era, meticulously detailed environments, and characters drawn straight from history. Amidst knights and noblewomen, you lead your company through a variety of missions, frequently stepping onto the battlefield. The combat takes place on hexagonal grid-based maps where you can strategically move your units to outmaneuver the enemy. Hoomini and Armi is still in development and is expected to launch sometimes in 2025. It's definitely shaping up to be a must-play for fans of historical strategy games. Anyone who follows my content knows I have a soft spot for pixel art and JRPGs, which made it inevitable for Forge of the Fire to appear in this indie showcase. It's a fantasy adventure that immediately brings to mind the best RPGs of the past, like Breath of Fire, Chrono Trigger, or the more recent Sea of Stars. Forge of the Fire blends classic fantasy settings with Celtic folklore, creating a game world that becomes far more treacherous when darkness falls, as stronger enemies emerge. As for the combat system, this JRPG stays true to the genre traditions, utilizing a system called Crystal System to channel and cast magic during battles. The developers are gearing up for a Kickstarter campaign, so there's still some time before we can dive into it, but it's definitely one to keep on your radar if you love classic style JRPGs. The Nameless Slay Dragon is an upcoming turn-based RPG set to launch on September 26, 2024 for PC, with a later release planned for Nintendo Switch. Its unique combination of gameplay elements includes classic turn-based combat, heavy exploration, and meaningful choices that significantly impact the storyline. Notably, there are over 20 character classes that can be mixed and matched, along with deep skill customization and a crafting system allowing players to build items ranging from potions to legendary equipment. One of its standout features is the lack of force grinding or random battles, emphasizing player choices and respecting their time. Decisions made throughout the game can lead to multiple possible endings, adding a layer of replayability. Overall, the Nameless Slay Dragon offers a story-rich tactical experience with a distinct blend of RPG mechanics and strategy.
Tale of a secret gnome society. So secret, no one except me.
Another highly anticipated title set for release in September is the fascinating roguelite strategy game Ecognomix. As the name suggests, the protagonists are a band of gnomes who must delve deep into the earth, searching for resources and treasures to develop their settlement on the surface. Each cave expedition requires careful strategic planning, as you'll need to select your gnome team, gather vital resources like food and wood, and fend off creatures while navigating increasingly unstable terrain. The game features deep progression through its turn-based gameplay, where gnomes can be upgraded and their skills combined to create powerful synergies. Above ground, you'll be tasked with expanding a gnome village by unlocking new buildings and establishing production chains to support future expeditions. Ecognomix is set to launch on September 13, 2024 for PC and promises a rich mix of strategy, exploration, and resource management.
In Noville to get there. But when it comes to gold, I'll do whatever it takes. Well, time to get digging.
The stars in the upcoming retro-futuristic adventure RPG Beyond GalaxyLand.
Mark this name down, Beyond GalaxyLand. It's an RPG set in space with an incredible storyline that takes you across the planets of an unknown solar system. The pixel art immediately reminds me of the classic Flashback, for those of us who remember it, blending platforming exploration with a good dose of puzzles.
Turnbased combat and an interstellar story of love.
The combat system features an ATB system and an intriguing mechanic that lets you capture various creatures to use for casting magic. I'm currently playing it and plan to have a full review ready for its release date, scheduled for September 24, 2024 on PC, PlayStation, Xbox and Nintendo Switch. Stay tuned for more details.
And plot a course for the stars, cause the universe sure as hell ain't gonna save itself. Beyond GalaxyLand, plummeting to Earth on September 24th. Pre-order now.
Let's wrap up with one of the most significant announcements of recent weeks, at least for the many fans still devoted to the legendary strategy game Heroes of Might and Magic. Ubisoft, thankfully only acting as a publisher here, and developer Unfrozen, known for the excellent Iratus, Lord of the Dead, announced just a few days ago that they are working on Olden Era, a brand new entry in the Heroes of Might and Magic series. This new chapter takes heavy inspiration from Heroes of Might and Magic 3, arguably one of the best in the series, while also introducing exciting new features. These include equipment sets, more distinct faction abilities, and single-player campaigns with greater variety and storylines that can be influenced by in-game choices. will have to be patient though, as the game is slated for a Q2 2025 release. This indie showcase ends here. Let me know what you think about these 12 indie games in the comments below. Remember to hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and also consider supporting me through all my pages. Wish you the best. Ciao!